I think we're live.
I think we're live.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, guys.
This is our first time going live on this channel, which is amazing. A few things. We're also live in Facebook, so I'm going to be moderating here because he can't do it. So I'm going to moderate. Please put any comments you have down there. Say hi. We're going to say hi back. I see there's a bunch of people watching already, which is amazing. We go through some questions that we've had about this channel and what's going on with it. So again, if you have any questions, throw them out there. Sure. Are you guys ready? Okay, Blaine. A lot of this is going to be you. You know this. It's really funny because when we get to two channels, I call this Blaine's channel and Janice's channel. Okay, who are we?
I'm Blaine, obviously. I've basically, gosh, I don't even know what to say.
I don't know.
Totally.
Hi, I'm Janice, his
I need
wife.
another beer.
His wife for 20, going on almost 23 years. Tell them a little bit about your background. Like, why are we on a boat? Like, where's your boating background?
So I've been around boats for a vast majority of my life. I've got, my parents moved me onto a boat when I was 12 years old, way back in the 80s, and I grew up down in the Caribbean. I graduated from high school in St. Thomas. I've met many, many good friends there, and still to this day, close friends. And then after that, I left the island to go study for aircraft maintenance. So I'm actually a licensed aircraft or airframe and power plant technician, but I never did it. I immediately out of trade school, I went into working on private yachts for 6 years. First starting off as a first mate for a year or two, then moving into engineer's position. So that was a fantastic part of our lives as well. That's where I met Janice. Yep, that's right. And then after that, moved on to shore, worked at worked at a boatyard in town. Left that, worked at the
had a couple children.
Had a couple of children. Worked at the local cable company for a couple of years, 5 years, I guess.
Yeah.
And then bought half of a performance automotive shop, and I've been doing that for the last 15 years.
Until he's decided he want to get back on boats.
That's right.
Forget this whole climbing into engine compartments. It all sucks.
No, nobody wants.
He likes boats with like walk around engine rooms.
That's right.
Hi, Joe.
I'm done with crawling around in bilges. Hey, Joe.
Yeah. So again, we're going on 23 years of marriage. We have two obviously amazing children. Josh, who is 22, and Izzy, Josh is about to turn 23. Izzy, who just turned 18. And the good news is Izzy is coming with us on our trip to the Great Siberian Sushi Run. So you'll see her in and out of our videos when she wants to, because she has to give permission. Hi, Craig. As for me, I'm 53 years old. I started I learned how to sail on Lake Superior with my parents. I built a sailboat with them, 36-foot Bruce Roberts fiberglass, all through my high school years. And I learned how to sail in Sea Cadets. And then with my sailing instructors, I started working at the Royal Victoria Yacht Club, running their sailing program there, and then Royal Bermuda Yacht Club. And then in my final year of university, my mom passed away from ovarian cancer. So I decided that I needed to go see the world. So I started hitchhiking on boats from Australia to Africa to Brazil, where I kind of ran out of money. And I phoned up a friend of mine who I knew from Bermuda who ran a yacht, 187-foot schooner, says, hey, I need a job. He says, funny that I'm in Antigua and I need a deckhand. And I went, perfect. So I went and joined my first super yacht, mega yacht. And then my second yacht I moved on to, I met him. I was hired as a first mate. He was engineer. They put us in the same cabin. Things happen. Ba-doop, ba-doop, boop, boop, boop. 2 kids later and 23 years of marriage. And now we're on our own boat, which we're going to talk about with this new channel. Hi, John. See, he was in Navy Cadets.
That's not Joe. That's Joe. That was
Joe, sorry.
Navy Cadets.
What is the largest yacht? What's the largest yacht each of you have been on?
Mine was 123 feet. Size doesn't matter. Mine was 123 feet. Palmer Johnson Ketch, aluminum sailboat, built in, I think it's built in the 90s or 80s. Built in the 80s, yeah.
Named Galileo. And
That's
if you
right.
Google Galileo, you can still see her. Mine was, my first boat was a 187-foot schooner named Fleurtje, Fleurtje. We had 14 crew, and yeah, 2 Nepalese Gurkhas on board for security. It was a bit wild. Joe, Justin, thanks for the question. That was awesome. Joe, what do you think would be doing if it never happened like it did, Jan? What would I be doing? Well, I became a police officer for 20 years. Best job ever, but I think I probably would have joined Coast Guard. I think that would have been fun. Yeah. Justin says, awesome. Ag Assist. Hi, Luke from Tasmania. Oh my gosh, Tasmania is so on our list of places to get to in Tangaroa. We will be there. Trust me, and we will meet. And Dino says, hi guys, love following the Refit. Great job. Thanks so much. Okay, next question. Now that you know who we are, let me go back to my questions. So some of you have followed us from the beginning, and you've noticed that what is going on here, why are they going back in time, and what is this new channel?
Well, we decided to do a little bit of a course on some YouTube things. And whilst taking this course, we discovered that we had a split audience on our channel. And we mainly noticed this right around the time that we did our last big yard visit. We got a big burst in viewership during that yard visit, and then it started to taper off, and subscribers started to fall off after that. So what we found is that we had a lot of people that really enjoyed the refit stuff, but there was a lot of people that liked the refit that didn't like our regular exploring and cruising and all that stuff. So what we ended up doing was we split the channel into 2. One obviously dedicated specifically to the refit stuff, and the other one is just exploring and cruising and whatever else. That one's on board Tangaroa, exploring the world on board Tangaroa. And yeah, we found that it was the right choice. Both channels have blossomed since then.
Well, I think it also helps us because we used to vlog, and if you've ever watched vlogs, you're kind of grabbing the camera all the time, which was not very freeing, is that my sense? And we weren't really telling a story. So that was the point of these videos now of the 2 channels, is we want to tell the story from beginning to end of a refit project we did. And some of those projects are taken over like 3-4 years, which is, it's nice to start at the beginning, actually show you the end. And with lots of your input, we're putting the dates in there now too of when that part of that refit happened. And then the other channel is telling stories of places we go to. Like, what's the story here? Why are we going to this place? What's so cool about it? It's like I'm editing right now, going through Dent Rapids, which has one of the most dangerous whirlpools on the British Columbia coast called the Devil's Hole. So it's telling the story about the Devil's Hole and us going there and how we woke up New Year's Day and we're actually blocked into the cove we're in by this massive log boom. It was an early morning wake up. So we're not vlogging. Every video is kind of laid out to tell a story. And that's kind of our goal on what's going to happen with the Great Siberian Sushi Run. Mm-hmm. Okay, now we got to go back here, Blaine.
Yep, we've got a few comments to answer.
Okay, Rob says, hey guys, love that you're going for your dreams. Thanks, Rob.
Thanks.
So glad you're watching also with us. How long till the years of backlog video are depleted?
That's a Janice question. I'm not entirely
I think we've got a year, but that also lets us catch up. A year of weekly videos, but I think that also lets us catch up with the stuff we're doing now, because we are recording, like putting in alternators, ditching the generators, having to fix the heating issues, what we're doing to get ready for Siberia, stuff like that. So those are coming up. We also really want to go in depth. Like a lot of you know that we have done an engine repower. We really want to go more into depth on that and exactly what parts of the engine repower we did. Because we actually did the fuel system, the exhaust. We did so much. And I think we skipped over a lot of what he was thinking and how he designed it and how long it actually took to design the repower that we've done. But that is coming up, I promise.
And probably we'll be doing a little bit more deep dives into some of the tech stuff as well, where we kind of just brushed over a few things in the original videos. We're going to go a little bit more in depth into the minutia of how we made that happen.
Yeah, so for some of you know that we actually put electronic engines in Tangaroa, and they're all operated by electronic control units and laptop. And a lot of people were asking questions about that, and we never really went into detail about tuning the engines. So I know that's coming up. Craig, see you in Bluff for a spin around Stewart Island. Oh yeah, we will be there. Circumnavigating Australia is in our next 10-year plan. Trust me, we will get there. We have sailed to New Zealand. We absolutely loved it. But I started my sailing journey in Darwin, Australia, and I would really love to do a circumnavigation to see the western coast of Australia.
I've never been to Australia.
You have never been to
I've
Australia.
Been to New Zealand. That was as far as we went.
Rob wants to know how we're financing our dreams. Credit cards.
Well, fortunately, when Janice and I met on boats, well, currently that's where we're at. But when Janice and I met on boats, she's pretty smart. She's pretty good with figuring out things money-wise before I do. So before we got off the boats, she had already had a plan of, when we got back to Victoria, of having, what was your plan? Having 4 houses? And I
wanted a house a year for 5 years, but we only got to 4.
So it was, some were investment houses and whatnot. So a lot of that, like the initial purchase of the boat and some of the stuff was done with houses that we liquidated, I guess.
Yeah, with investments from our careers as working yachts. And I've been a police officer for 20 years. Like, I have a pension, which is great, and that helps out a lot. Blaine doesn't. However, he is going to get a lot more involved in YouTube once he closes his business that he's been operating for 15 years. So that's kind of how we're financed. We could charter if we wanted to. We could. There's lots of options out there of things to do. I am getting a digital marketing degree right now. So I don't know. Right now it's pension and we're working until we leave in July. Justin says, great idea to split the channels.
It was a good choice.
It was very scary to do though, Justin. Trust me, because I privatized 65 videos off the old channel.
And it makes it a little awkward for the new channel with all the old video footage and everything. But I think in the end, it's going to be, good idea.
Rob was just in St. Thomas last month, in the Royal Caribbean.
That's where I graduated high school, was in St. Thomas. I spent 10 years down there.
Joe says, I just noticed 22,000 subs. Seems like yesterday you hit 10. I know. It so fast. It took us so long to hit 10,000 on our joint channel. But when we split it, like the Refit channel, we've hit 22,000 subs since we started it December 1st. So it's been quite a wild ride. And we've been, a lot of the media has picked it up too. We've had a lot of interviews, which is kind of wild. Not a fan of what's happening with Supercar Blondie. I mean, you can talk about that.
It's bizarre. Yeah, there's I don't know if any of you follow, like I'm a car guy, and there's a big, I guess, YouTube and Facebook, Supercar Blondie. So she started off, blonde woman that would go out and review cars and do things like that. Well, they've started to get out and they're picking up like blogs, and they're super clickbaity, and they've picked up 2 of our videos so far and have like thrown them out there. It totally doesn't fit her niche at all, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but it's just,
they redo the thumbnails awkward. It's just so clickbaity, and we've had to answer, but they want an interview now, so I may go back. We maybe go back and get an interview by her and just say, look, stop the clickbait. It's horrible. It's not us. It's kind of makes us feel icky.
Yes.
So, hey, look, MY Naughty Girl.
I wonder who that is.
Is that Adam? Is that Adam?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I hope he's in Vietnam having a blast. I can't wait to hear all about it. Old Man's Garage. Hey there. Oh, big respect for all the work you guys have done.
Thank you.
Seen her. Probably Supercar Blondie.
Yeah.
Mad Kiwi, she's lost the plot. She has lost the plot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a bit awkward.
Yeah. And Rob says, hey. Hi, Rob.
Hey, Rob.
We met Rob at BC Bow Show, and it's probably one of the best people you can ever meet. Yeah. It's amazing.
Rob and Tia are really awesome.
Okay, next channel. What's our other channel?
The other channel is Exploring the World on board Tangaroa.
So when we split the channel, we've got On Board Tangaroa, the Never Ending Sea Trial. Our original channel, we pivoted it. So I got rid of a whole bunch of videos. I turned it just to exploring videos and made all the keywords and everything. We privatized like 69 videos. They're still there, but no one can access them. We may bring them out eventually in the future. But that channel is actually growing now too, which is amazing. And we're having so much fun exploring different languages and telling stories.
And I actually just wanted to touch on real quick. It kind of goes back to our history
Mm-hmm.
with the yachts. Didn't know it at the time, but back when we were on yachts, there was a little handy cam on board, and I had started filming way back then, and I made videos at that point. Didn't really think much of it, and come to find out, my mom has those videos still. So we're in the process of getting those digitized, and there may be some of that popping up on the channels in the future here.
Yeah, we have video of us traveling all down through Chile, doing Cape Horn, Easter Island, horseback riding, Isla Robinson Crusoe, Galapagos. There's
I don't
a
know
lot
how
of.
much of that is on footage. But
I know, because I videoed a majority of it and edited it.
I think I videoed most
No,
of
I
it.
don't think so. Okay, history of Tangaroa.
Well, funny enough,
Because people ask a lot about our history.
The shipyard that built Tangaroa was Stevens Brothers, and they were out of Stockton, California. They've since gone out of business. I think it was maybe in the 90s they went out of business, but they built hundreds of boats. Big, wood usually is what they started with. They moved to aluminum later. Tangaroa is hull number 2 out of aluminum. But anyway, they were a very popular boat. They made some really, really beautiful wooden boats back in the day, a number of military boats as well. So when they went out of business, there was actually a museum started dedicated to Stevens Brothers yachts. So we contacted them after we bought Tangaroa and asked them if they had any information, because they got all of the records that came from the shipyard. And they charged us $50. $50 US, and
Which is like $100 Canadian.
They sent us a bunch of pictures of the boat, like digital pictures.
Yep.
And some stuff, and then they sent us. Janice made the binder, but they sent us a binder, and this is full of everything you can possibly imagine. It's got information.
Well, the original sales agreement,
agreements,
all the faxes back and forth about warranty work,
picturing lists, the deficiency lists, you name it. It is hundreds of pages worth of info.
So I've taken that all because I'm redoing our website right now, and I've kind of summarized it.
Yes.
Do you want to read it?
I'll read it.
Do you need glasses?
Probably, but I'll make do. So she was launched May 23rd, 1969, originally as the Francis H.
Mm-hmm. And if you look up here, we actually have the owner's plaque that we carry right there. And
right.
Back then they said what the hull number was and who it was commissioned for, which was Mr. and Mrs.
Kenneth B. Haynes.
Yep.
By Stevens Marine Incorporated, Stockton, California. Launched May 28th, 1969. Hull M148.
So I know a lot of people say it's bad luck to keep the boat's old name on here, but I don't think so with an old classic girl like Francis H., which we almost renamed her back to Francis H.
It was tempting.
Yes.
But anyway, there was, as far as like warranty work back then, I mean, we had it. There was fixed starboard shaft vibration that they did, upgraded the from 3-blade to 4-blade propellers. That's how they fixed the vibration. Replaced the manual davits with electric ones, resolved teak deck issues.
Teak deck issues.
Or so they thought.
Hey, next weekend, our video is teak decks.
Yes. Original satin brass fixtures were
plated with gold.
Plated with gold. Didn't help. None of that is on board anymore. And eventually they replaced them with a coated set.
I don't know. But Kenneth B. Haynes, they only had her for 2 years, and then she was sold 3 years. 1972 was her first sale, and she changed hands.
Was that the, oh yeah, there we go. She was named,
okay. And she was
sold to a Venezuelan yachtsman, subject to survey. And I think then she was renamed Oteska 3.
Otessa.
Otessa or Otessa? No, Oteska.
Oteska.
Oteska 3.
Yep.
So then I guess a couple more warranty
things.
Did
no, but this was cool. They did their first full hull sandblast of her back then because the first paint job sucked.
Weird.
Oh, and this was funny.
Welded the forward fuel tank. There were some leaks there.
Funny, we've had welds,
Yeah,
leaky welds.
We had to fix that.
I don't think I've done a video of that yet.
Yeah. And then they also replaced the original Vosper Thornycroft mini fin stabilizers to the maxi fin stabilizers. It's just a bigger fin.
That video is coming up too because we are working on getting our stabilizers fixed.
Oh yeah, that's going to be.
It's in the
one.
works. It's a long project, that one.
So let's see. After that, she was sold again that we can find, and she reappeared in 1986 with the name Mareva, Mareva.
Yep.
Other than that, somewhere after 1986, she was extended. So they added, was that 12 feet to the original 65?
Was that 17? She's 30. She's 78 now, minus 65.
Oh, sorry. So 13 feet. Yeah.
13.
13 feet. And then she was sold at some point to James Fahey and Windbarker LLC, and she was renamed Windbarker.
Named after, seriously, a dog farting.
Well,
because
no,
there is a picture on the bow of a dog farting when we bought her. I don't like the word farting. A dog tooting.
That's what we think anyway.
It was a dog with his tail up in the air, and all we saw was the back end.
And then we purchased her in 2019.
I think John Fahey bought with a couple friends, and his whole goal with the boat, from what we understand, talking to people in Wrangell, was it was going to be this big fishing thing, and it had a fighting chair on the back, and he was going to go fishing with it and live on board. And I think we were probably the first ones who actually took it fishing.
It sat at a dock.
So we know some history of her, but she was lost. But we know she went from Francis H to Oteska 3 to Minerva.
To Mareva.
To Mareva. I kind of like Minerva too. To Mareva, to Windbarker, to we named her Tangaroa. And only because Blaine and I met sailing a boat to New Zealand, and we have fond memories of New Zealand, and Tangaroa just came to us, and no one had that name in Canada.
So, naughty girl, I'll give you a clue. I'm on the other side of the Pacific.
Hi, Adam. Old man's garage.
I think we got to go up a little farther.
No. Oh, okay, fine. Yeah. Sorry, I'll go up.
No,
Rob, Justin, wait until you guys get up over 100,000.
Oh, that would be something.
That'd be amazing, Justin. And I think us leaving on the Great Siberian Sushi Run is going to kind of blow up the channel, I'm hoping. But we have quite a 10-year plan, because our whole plan with Tangaroa is to go to places that no one else goes to. The Northwest Passage is in the works there. It is in the next 10-year. It's in the 10-year plan. But we also want to do things to a refit-wise that people don't do to boats. So, and that's his mind thinking about what he wants to do.
Always.
Oman's garage, did not even know about the other channel. Thanks. He didn't know about it. See, the joys of separating the channel. Well, if you want to see exploring, some people are into exploring, some people are into refit. I know I personally like exploring channels. Blaine likes refit channels. And we have talked to so many people who said, love boat refit, love watching it, hate when they get their boat finished and they leave. I stopped watching the channel. So that was like, well, why don't we have two channels? I don't think we'll ever run out of boat refit videos.
No.
There's always something to do on this boat.
Northwest Passage on Tangaroa?
Yep.
Yes.
Or northeast.
Probably northwest.
Or northeast. We're still arguing this.
Yes, that is in the plan. Not sure when. That's going to be pretty far down the road.
Within 10 years.
But it is on the list.
She may want you to wear a bikini, Blaine, for the interview. Yes. For the interview with Supercar Blondie. You need to wear a bikini. Or how about budgie smugglers? For those Kiwi friends, for our Aussie friends out there. Budgie smugglers.
Banana hammocks.
Aluminum boats are the best, last forever. Yes, Justin, we are aluminum snobs. You're so lucky they did that for you. Oh, this.
Yes. Yeah, that was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Patrick just discovered our channel. A big fan.
Welcome, Patrick.
Rob Isley, for YouTube posts, are you going to install Starlink for internet connectivity?
Yes, we already have it, and we already do use it. So our trip up to the Browdens, the whole time we were up there, we were doing posts while we were up there, video and Facebook and everything else.
Mad Kiwi's telling about the great fishing around the deep south, New Zealand. I love fishing.
Look forward to that.
He doesn't like fishing. I love fishing. Wait till you see
mind-
the video
I
I'm
don't
doing
mind
right
fishing.
now of what the fish I caught on New Year's Eve. I love fishing. Have you done any research on the original owner?
Not really. I'm pretty sure we've Googled in the past. And there's not much for
No.
info on him. I don't know that he was a big famous person per se, but no, we have not found anything.
No. In the builder's mind, when designing your floating house, it was called Tangaroa. True.
That's right.
Yeah. Hound woofer. Oh, that would be a funny name instead of windbarker. I get where
Oh,
he's
there you
going
go.
there.
Yeah.
Hound woofer.
Yeah.
A rooster. Good day from Australia. I love watching your channel. Hey,
Excellent.
Rooster. Welcome. Love the nickname. I have a present for you. It's pickup only. Craig,
hang on to that, Craig.
hang on. We'll be there. I promise you, we will get down to Australia and New Zealand.
Oh, Patrick.
Refit, 100%. I've learned a lot from Blaine. Awesome. Well, wait till you see the engine repower that's coming up, Patrick. It will blow your mind.
Glad you're learning things, but like I tell everybody, always double check what you learn on anybody that's on YouTube or anywhere else, because while it may seem good and correct, I'm not proud enough to admit that I don't make mistakes. So
we try to record the mistakes, though.
Yes, sure.
Yes, like, catching the engine room on fire.
Yes. Well, no, we were ready for that, though.
True. But no, the engine repower is coming up, and it's cool. Like, we did it all ourselves. We didn't hire out, so it was a big 3-4 months in the yard.
Yeah.
Rice Cake Monster. Why do I know that name?
I don't know.
Hi, Janice Blaine. Didn't even know you left the shop till now.
Still at the shop currently, but not for much longer. It's probably only going to be through March when I'll finally shut down.
Yep. And now Mad Kiwi is talking to Rooster.
Mankini, yeah.
No, Mad Kiwi is talking to Rooster, and he says you need a Mankini on.
That's what he says.
Are the Temu batteries still working?
They're not Temu batteries.
They're Alibaba.
They're Alibaba, but
There's a huge difference.
They're actually CALB, so they're a well-known brand, but we did buy them on Alibaba. So, but yes, they're still working great.
Look, Nick. I just wanted to say I found you guys from the Supercar Blondie. It was very much so clickbait. Oh, so clickbait. But I'm glad because I'm hooked.
Awesome.
You both are just very entertaining, and I've learned a ton, Nick. Thanks, Nick.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Rob, he watches refit videos with Tia. On the road with John, another Australian in the house. Look at all these Aussies. Rooster is talking to Kiwi, blah, blah. Sorry, no, I'm not blah-blahing, Rooster. I appreciate your comments. Patrick, yes, collect ideas, always verified before you attempt it, though.
Yes.
Yep. Are you excited to be part of America?
Okay.
Well, no, we're already a part of America. We're part of North America.
Yeah.
I heard today they're actually thinking about Canada becoming part of the EU. We're Canada. We're a sovereign nation. Blaine's American. Actually, you know what? We love the United States. We have so many friends in the United States. Our family's still there in Boston and Tennessee. Half our family supports Trump. We agree to disagree. We get along. And actually, Blaine, Josh, and Izzy are all dual citizens. So we are very much tied with the United States. And we actually are moving to Alaska in July as we make our way up there. Probably September, October, we'll be up there. And we've got friends from the States coming to meet us in Ketchikan. So we love our American friends.
But no, Canada doesn't want to be
We're just
part
staying
of
away
the
from the
US.
politics. Sorry. It's Brandon. See, that is Brandon, Rice Cake Monster.
Oh,
I was
there we
thinking
go.
it was Brandon.
He knows, though, that
I
I'm still
know.
at the shop.
Naughty Girl uses AliExpress sells.
Yeah.
Helen saying hi from Adelaide.
Hey.
Canada's Canada never change. Yes. And my hubby has a 15-foot fiberglass boat. We look and dream at Tangaroa. Helen, I look forward to getting down there and hopefully meeting you. So it'll be awesome. And yes, Mad Kiwi, I will contact you.
And Rob got his True Design ball valves.
Yay!
And through hulls.
Tell the story about that one.
Tell the story about it?
Well,
I just got a message from our friend Rob that we met at the boat show, and he was looking for some advice on seacocks and through hulls. And I said, True Design, made in New Zealand, are phenomenal. And he went that way.
So excited. Rob, you will love them. Trust me, you'll never go back.
Yeah, we do like them.
Okay, our first big project on Tangaroa. Lane.
That was the strip in the hull
Oh
down.
my friggin' God. If
Yeah.
I ever see a sandblaster again,
Yeah.
I am still pulling sand out of this boat.
Oh, I guarantee if you go outside and you run your hand inside the rails out there, there's sand in there still. For sure.
That was the
It-
worst,
it
taking
was
that paint
terrible.
off. And the Bondo, someone said in our comments that it looks like the boat was made with cocaine. So much Bondo,
Yes.
so much paint. And then the guy who was paint blasting forgot to put the plugs over top of the through hulls, or they blew out.
Some of them.
So when he sandblasted across the through hulls, the sand went up through the through hulls. And one of the big ones he hit was the master head, which we haven't redone, luckily. But we had the whole ceiling and everything covered in wet sand. The toilet, the
just
custard.
to give you an idea, like he's blasting with a pretty big nozzle, and we didn't have a sink in the master head at that time, and it just had a hose on it. So when he put high pressure in sand here, this end just did this. So it literally blew sand everywhere in the master head, like everywhere. It sprayed on the walls, and yeah, it was like a bomb went off.
And the people doing it, Marine Blast, they were great, but they didn't have enough workers. So they actually had me filling the hopper with these huge 5-gallon buckets of sand. So I was there listening to the sound for 14 days. And then the grit from the sand was in your eyes. Like, horrible job. So glad the paint is off. Never painting this boat again. Nope. And then this past summer, or this past refit, which we haven't posted yet, we didn't get a sandblast, but our boat is now bare naked of paint, except for just a few in the gunnels, which I still have to do, but I grinded the rest of this paint off. And it took days and days and days with my little grinder.
Days and days and days.
I think I listened to 4 Audible books while I ground.
We get the odd comment about Janice not doing anything from people who really don't know what they're talking about. She has probably done more manual grunt labor on this boat than I have.
Yes, he does all the engineer, but the outside's my baby. Okay, so that was our first big project.
Yeah.
Now, over the first 3 years, which we have kind of put out there, what was your favorite project?
Like in the time that we've put out already?
Yeah, the videos we've put out. What's your favorite video? What was your favorite project? I think you liked the Dickinson.
Pilot house.
The pilot house?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I mean, that being said, we didn't build a lot of the pilot house. I did a lot of tear down and the stuff behind the scenes, like getting the wires back in and all that. But, you know,
we don't do wood.
The favorite thing that I've had done on the boat since we've been on board.
Yeah.
The generator was fun. What else?
The Dickinson?
I like doing off the wall
fabricating
stuff and making stuff work.
The chimney for the Dickinson?
Yeah, that was okay.
Ripping off the deck?
No, that wasn't fun.
It was horrible.
I didn't enjoy that.
No, our wheelhouse, you saw that video, it just went out last week. We actually had a friend who helped us out with that because he was a woodworker extraordinaire, and we don't do woodwork. I do all the varnish and everything, but we can't woodwork.
I know my weaknesses.
Yes, so we hired that out. We also haven't finished the inside of this boat at all. And once we get overseas, probably south of Japan into Vietnam, Philippines, that's when we'll do the interior because it's cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? They're used to boat building over there.
Yeah.
And they've got teak.
They do a lot.
Mm-hmm. What projects have we done that the videos aren't out for yet?
Well, obviously, the biggest would be the repower. That was a long time. I mean, which is funny because it was probably one of the biggest projects that we've done, but it was one of the biggest projects that we've done that has spanned the shortest amount of time. Because almost all the other projects have lasted.
But that was 4
years.
months of working all day, every day.
It was. I took time off the shop, and I was literally at the shipyard the whole time. So, I mean, working 7 days a week, just head down, powering through.
And as a little teaser, we went from mechanical engines to electronic engines. So it's coming up, I promise you. You just have to make sure you watch. Blue Diva says, hi from the UK, or wishing you both fair winds and lots of fun adventures.
Thanks.
Oh, I hope you follow along. It's going to be a good ride, and I can't wait, or we can't wait to bring stories for you, or to you.
That?
No, we got that already.
Did we? Okay.
Helen, sand gets in places you never knew sand could get.
Yes. Yes, it does.
On a boat, yes, and on the body, yes.
Mm-hmm.
On both. Joe says better for traction when you're on the can.
Yep, plenty of sand down there.
The whole toilet room was covered in sand, wet sand. It was horrible. Fax book. What year is it? 2009. Sorry, Sandra. I don't know what we said. Did we say something?
Facebook, maybe.
Oh, Facebook. True. Bicarb is the best for media blasting. A bit late now.
Yeah, unfortunately, there was no places that did that in a remote way in Vancouver.
No.
And there was only the guy that we had blasting the hull was the only guy that the shipyard would let come in to blast the hull. Mm-hmm. He had done other ones, and he was the only one that was allowed in to blast boats. I guess they've had bad experiences with other people.
Patrick says I deserve a trophy for the varnishing.
She does.
Patrick, wait until I do the cap rails. I actually really enjoy varnishing, and I look forward to getting our cap rails varnished. I'm just not varnishing them right now because varnish just gets destroyed in this weather, and Alaska will absolutely destroy it.
And I mean, she's got a lot of experience varnishing.
Yeah,
I mean,
so once we get south, like Japan and south, our rails will be nearer, I promise you. Kendra's on, sorry, I work like, oh, she says I'm a workhorse.
Yes.
Thanks, Old Man's Garage. Kendra says hi. Hi, Kendra. Love you.
Kendra.
Can't wait to see you again. Mad Kiwi's giving up the ghost here. He's great. He's teaser alert. Yes, the best part of the V12 is being out of the Cummins are in. That is a big teaser.
Yeah.
Slip grip.
That's not a teaser. It's a spoiler.
That's a spoiler. That's what I meant. Patrick, it's really not optimal to travel with your own private sandy beach everywhere. It's so heavy.
No.
Fortunately,
we've gotten most of the heavy stuff out. It's just in all the little crevices everywhere else that we haven't gotten to.
Nick says the wheelhouse turned out so great. Centering the wheel was definitely the way to go. That would have driven him. Oh, he went crazy with it, Nick. Like, you guys are cut from the same cloth.
Yeah.
And then Rob wants to know if we have thrusters for docking.
We do not. We do everything via twin engine and rudder.
Who needs a thruster when you have an aft spring line?
No, we do a lot of docking with the lines. We use a lot for maneuvering in. The boat actually maneuvers fairly well with just the throttles and the shifters. The rudders are pretty well useless for any low speed stuff. And she doesn't have a lot of windage.
Yeah, a lot of it is physics.
Yeah.
We have to make sure that Blaine is usually driving docking. I can dock the boat, and I've done it. It's just preferable that I run the deck because that was my experience working on yachts. But what happens is I get off first and I get the aft spring on. And that's the line that goes from about 3/4 of the way down our boat backwards. So when I get that line on and tie it onto the dock, he can go forwards then, and it actually just sucks this boat right into the dock. And once he keeps it in forward, he goes to the bow, to the front of the boat, and he passes me the bow line. I can get that tied on, but the boat is still in forward, right? And then what happens is once those two lines are on, he can almost shut it down because then we can get the stern line on and the forward spring. So we just have an order, and we know how she operates now. But as soon as we get that aft spring on,
and that's usually like if we have wind, we'll do it mostly that way. Usually we don't even have to go that far with it. We get the aft spring on, and I just put it in neutral and then go out and tie the lines up. It's only if we need to get quick into the dock and like big side wind.
I think the key is we just slow everything down.
Yep.
And we try not to yell at each other.
Only go as fast as you want to hit something.
Yes, that is our goal. And really, if she hits, she's aluminum, man. There's not much that's going to hurt her.
No, big aluminum rubber nail on the side.
If anything, we're going to hurt the dock. Nick says the wheelhouse. Oh, wait, we did that already. Sorry, Nick. Kevin, how well is the new dual alternator generator working out?
Awesome. As far as the generator side goes, awesome. Promptly after I got all that installed, I got a leak on the raw water pump on that generator, so now I've got to fix that. And then to put the alternators in, I had to remove the heat exchanger off the side of the motor because everything interfered with that. They all want to take up the same real estate. So I've got to remount the heat exchanger properly. Right now it's just kind of pulled out of the way and it's got a bungee cord around it holding it up. So I've got to remount that. I've got to fix the leak on the raw water pump. And then now that everything's been shifted around and moved, I'll probably end up rewiring the generator, like the control side of it, just because now everything's in different places. And yeah, it's not complicated for that. I'll just rewire it and then have everything nice and tidy, and then I can put the covers on and be done with it.
If you've noticed from our channel, we don't really finish anything. We get it mostly finished, we get it working, but we know while we're traveling, we can finish a lot of little things.
Yeah.
And you've probably noticed from our channel too, we use the boat. Like we traveled for a whole year with no railings. So that's the key for us, is just to get the boat working enough that we trust her and we can start moving.
Yeah.
So a lot of these projects are going to be finished as we do the Great Siberian Sushi Run. So as we're going up to Alaska for the winter, then Siberia and Japan, we're going to be finishing projects.
Yeah.
Right now we're working, we're taking care of kids, we're trying to get Izzy through grade 12. We're busy right now.
Well,
Plus,
prime example is doing those generators. Yeah. I mean, we were on our way up to the Broughtons and stopped in one of the bays up there, and I just ripped it apart and put the new stuff in. Yeah. And just got it working where we could finish our Broughton trip with it. And now that we're back in Victoria, I can take the time to get everything put together properly.
I think that's the key when you're working and refitting, not working, but living on a boat and refitting and running a YouTube channel, is you kind of got to use the boat too. Waiting until your boat's finished, it's just no fun. Like it sucks the soul. So like if anybody's seen us traveling, half the time she's not finished, or there's wood on the bow, or there's, right now we've been traveling with it for 3 months. We seriously have our shower insert that we built sitting on the aft deck.
Yep. We got a sheet of plywood on the side deck over here.
But we'll get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll get there.
Kendra says sorry, Kendra. We both dock like a boss unless I fall. And that's a whole different story about that one. But thanks, Kendra. A nice brass plaque with varnish by Janice. Thanks, Craig.
There you go.
Old man's garage. No more interior water to air radiators. LOL.
We've still got some of those.
Yeah, we still on hydronic.
Yeah.
If that's what you're asking, sorry. Naughty girl. My new engines are common rail fuel. The new engines are common rail fuel injected, correct? If you don't mind me asking, roughly how much money and hours did you spend building the two Cummins from a truck engine? Oh, you are totally spoiling everything, Adam. Yeah. You're lucky we love you.
I think for both of the engines, I think we paid 10,000 Canadian for core engines.
For both,
which is pretty good. And they came with everything on them. I think for the parts to rebuild them, which was pistons, bearings, gasket kits, and everything, because I've got the pistons off the marine engines in there. So I'm not gonna go in too in depth on it, but I'd imagine we're probably sitting at 30,000 complete for 2 engines would be my guess.
Yeah, but you just didn't do engines. Are you not talking about everything else?
Oh, we did transmissions, we did fuel system. I mean, there was lots of extra stuff as well. But yeah, I think the transmissions were like 12,000 Canadian for the pair of them.
Adam, I think we'll go through, and if you guys want it, I will put a poll out there. If you guys want a cost breakdown, I think I can do it. It'll be tough because all those little things really add up fast.
They do.
But I would do a cost breakdown of the engine repower when it comes up. John says we have a shower with a view.
Currently, yeah.
Yes. Kevin says the boat's never finished.
Correct.
Which helps because it always gives us content for our Refit channel.
Yep.
Kendra wasn't going to tell everybody about my fall.
No.
Kendra, I still have a massive hematoma on my left thigh. It still hasn't gone down.
She's getting better.
Phil says, good evening from Montreal.
Hi there.
Hey, Phil.
Welcome.
Rob, agree ongoing projects keep you from getting bored.
Yeah.
And I think Rob, and I think this Refit channel is a little bit deceptive because all those projects are usually going on at the same time, which is the hard part with the Refit. And this Refit channel may change in the future because right now we're able to do beginning to end of a project, and we're filming beginning to end projects for future videos. But when we catch up, we're going to have a lot of projects going on at the same time. So I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's kind of tough because the projects are large enough where I mean, I'm sure anybody understands you get burnout on projects. So you typically have like 3 on the go. So when you get burned out on this project, you can refocus on another project to clear your mind, start afresh there. And so, yeah, the projects just go on and go on for quite some time.
I had a lot of people say, you know what? I love your videos. I hate that I never get to see the finished project. So
It's true.
we're doing it this way. It's totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ongoing projects keep us from getting bored. You're exactly right, Rob. Craig just watched a 5-meter rib get a Cummins transplant.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I've seen a couple of ribs with the Cummins
Yeah.
stuff in them. Actually, one of our buddies that's coming up to visit us has got a big rib with a Cummins in it and a inboard outboard.
Mhm.
And he takes guys out surfing at what's the big surf spot, North Carolina, Mavericks. He takes people up to Mavericks, so like big wave surfing, and he's one of the boats that you see out there just inside of the surf, like staying clear. But it's yeah, cool boats.
Naughty Girl wants a breakdown. Okay, Adam,
Okay.
we'll do that just for you. Joe's a never-ending story. See, that's exactly why we called it the never-ending sea trial.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're talking 10,000.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Naughty Girl Bulwark never ends. That's
It
for
is.
sure.
It is true.
Okay, back to questions.
Yep.
Here we go. You ready for this one?
Let's do it.
Future plans for Tangaroa. You can, well,
You do the travel because you're pretty
okay.
much.
On our other channel, Exploring the World on Board Tangaroa, we are leaving here July 7th. For anybody who is in Victoria or wants to come over to Victoria, we are doing a Bon Voyage open house July 5th at the Brentwood Bay pub. The boat will be at the dock. We'll have an open bar. I might have some canapes. We'll see what happens. It actually just might be a bunch.
Last.
It might be a bunch of bags of chips out. But we're having a Bon Voyage July 5th. July 7th, we are leaving. We are towing a friend's boat to Rivers Inlet. So you've seen Captain Paul on videos. He's been on Refit videos. And he hasn't been on any new Refit. No, he was on the Windless Refit video. And he has been on Exploring Channel videos. Captain Paul is coming with his boat, but we're going to pick him up at the north end of Vancouver Island because he can't get so much time off. We don't want to waste 4 days of his vacation time getting up to Rivers Inlet. So we're towing his boat. It's a 30-foot.
Yeah, some 29 foot, 28 foot, somewhere around in there, Hurston.
A Hurston.
Yeah.
So he's getting it all redone. It's going to be fun. Going up to Rivers Inlet, which is a famous fishing area in British Columbia, probably the best fishing, allegedly, in Canada, maybe? I don't know. Tangaroa is going to be the mothership. We're going to fish for a couple weeks, get our freezers full. I have the okay from the Department of Fisheries that because Tangaroa is our home, we can keep more than 2 days fish and catch on board, which is perfect. Once he leaves, we are going to start meandering our way out. We might have some more friends come on board. We're going to get up to Ketchikan for the end of August, beginning of September, where Blaine's school friends are coming on board from St. Thomas, which is exciting.
Yep.
So they'll be on board for Alaska. And then we're not sure. I think we're going to use Wrangell, where she was from, as our base and do adventures out from there. March 2026, we are starting to head north back to Prince William Sound, which we've been to before, which is awesome. Valdez area, around to Kodiak, Geographic Harbor, and then down the Aleutians. We're hoping to be in the Aleutians for almost the whole month of maybe July and August, because there's so many things to explore, especially for anybody who are World War II nuts like myself. I'm just excited for there. And I really want to find some Japanese fishing floats. And I want to find enough to send to all of our Patreons who are sponsoring us and helping us out.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be cool. And then we are crossing to Siberia. But we have to really watch the political environment right now about what's happening to get into Siberia, and we need to be invited. But I'm reaching out to someone at the Kamchatka Yacht Club to try and get in there for the end of August, September, and then down to Japan. And we'll be in Japan for 6 months. And then from Japan down through Philippines and everything, the island of Yap, we really want to go to because it's on our bucket list.
It's on her bucket list.
My bucket list. Yap.
I'm sure I'll enjoy it.
You can Google it. Yap. Got the biggest money in the world. Big stone money. And then we'll meander around there. And then that's where we're going to head down to Australia, New Zealand, circumnavigate. And then I'm thinking we're 4 years down the line, 5 years, 6 years down the line, probably now, because we're going to be down there for 3-4 years. And then we want to get up to Norway and Sweden, and the only way to do that is the Northwest Passage. And it's always been a dream of mine.
Not the only way. The only way we want to go.
It's been a dream of mine to do Northwest Passage, and we really have no interest in the Caribbean and the Med.
Yeah.
At this time, no interest.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. So Northwest Passage.
Yep.
Be so cool. And then we're going to red, blue, and white land.
Yes. Red, white, and blue land.
Greenland. That's the plan for that. How about refit, Blaine? What's the plan for the refit?
On the refit channel, obviously we've got the engines coming up, and then I've also got some tidy up work to do from that still.
New fuel system coming up, new exhaust coming up.
Yeah,
we went from dry to wet exhaust.
That's right. Yeah, so do all that stuff. Have to do putting in the new alternators on the generator. I've also got 2 big alternators that are going to be going on the engines. That'll be coming up. An AC generator I've got to build, so we'll have that coming. Windows and doors. That's a big one.
Huge.
Big
and
one.
And we're trying to get rid of the wooden frames. So Blaine has to weld in some new windows.
Yeah, that's going to be another one of those large projects. So yeah, we got that. I've got to finish off the aft stateroom door, some welding there. I'm thinking I might be doing an auxiliary rudder as well, because I have my concerns about the steerage of this boat, especially if we're in big following seas with the rudders where they are. And so what I'm debating doing is just putting a big center rudder aft, just in front of the anchor pocket. That just is basically a slave off of the main one, so it'll operate to the same angles that the main rudders do. And that should improve the maneuvering considerably, having it back there.
Interior, we haven't really even touched it. No. We have so much work to do on the interior. Heads, we've got to do the bow, and that's got to be done before we leave, because Izzy's now coming with us. So we're trying to give her own apartment, and she's going to be in the crew quarters. So we've got to redo that. Mm-hmm. There's a lot to do, and Blaine and I aren't very good at interior stuff. So again, a lot of it, like, you're not going to see ceilings in this boat until we get over into the Philippines, Indonesia, Vietnam area.
Yeah.
So the refit channel, it's going to be forever.
It's going for a while.
Yeah. Lots and lots and lots of stuff, which is exciting. And then I just have any questions we've missed, which I'm going to go back to the comments. We're coming to an end now. We usually do our lives for an hour, which is a bit crazy. It's already been an hour.
It has.
I should have cracked a cider. Yeah, see? Okay, I'm going to go back. Kendra, see, Maverick's in California.
That's what I said.
No, you said South Carolina or someplace, and I'm like...
Oh, sorry. I totally... I guess I'm just tired. No, I knew it was in California, like northern California.
Yeah, Half Moon Bay.
Yeah.
Is that date, July 7th, scaring you yet? I am fucking petrified.
I'm nervous too, because that's I look at the list of stuff that I have left to do, and fortunately, when I shut the business down in March-ish, I'm going to have a lot of time to tackle projects.
The thing, Joe, and we talked about this, if you don't put a date, you never leave.
Mm-hmm.
So by putting the date out there to everybody, especially on YouTube, you have to go. So even if the boat's not done, we are going. Oh, portholes too. We have no portholes on some of this boat. We have two missing.
We're missing three portholes right now.
Portholes need to be done before we leave in June.
They're just currently taken off because they had to get repaired. So I got to finish that up too.
Have you ever thought of a bigger inflatable? Since you have the crane, maybe a 16-footer. Has he not seen Punga?
Oh, he might not have seen Punga.
Have you not seen Punga?
Yeah. We've got a new tender that we're working pretty well.
So Punga is an aluminum catamaran. She's 12 feet. She's got a jet drive on her. She's new to jet outboard. She's new to us. We just used her for our first time up in the Broughton. It's amazing. Like the shallow places we went were crazy. We put bottom paint and everything on her, but right now we don't have her in the water. We're using our old dinghy because she sinks.
We're so used to inflatables where you don't really have to care much about it. If it rains, whatever. Yeah, this one, it doesn't have any auxiliary buoyancy. So if it starts raining too much, it will sink. So we've got to put bilge pumps in and batteries and blah, 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 blah. So yeah.
So punga, we're working on that. And if you want to know, you have to look up the word punga and what punga means according or how it's related to Tangaroa. So this dinghy's perfect name of punga. Craig, you were spot on about getting her being aluminium for you guys.
Yep.
Yes, she is. We looked long and hard for an aluminium boat. Absolutely love her. Kendra, will you have crew join you?
Friends that come by?
Yeah, we've got friends, maybe some Patreons who want to join us. We usually have a couple cabins. I invite people. Kendra, if you want to come along, we'll be up there. Yeah, so we'll see. We don't know. It's kind of up in the air. Blackwater says hi from Australia. We have a lot of Aussies here with us tonight. What time is it there?
It's a good time for them.
True.
Yeah.
Will you install check valves in the exhausts?
Nope, no need to. The exhausts are pretty much about 6 feet off the water, and they pretty much come into the side of the hull and they go straight up. So there's no, I mean, we'd have to be over with the engines not running at like a stupid angle for any water to get back in there. And typically boats don't have check valves on them anyway.
No.
But it's but no, there won't be anything on there for check valves.
They do look sexy on the side of the boat, though, I have to say.
They did turn out well.
Some like woman beside you did an amazing job
painting. I noticed.
Like melding those in, so the form on like there's no hard joints. It's beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Old Man's Garage. Yap, coming from the north, head for Guam and veer to your right. Or head south down the border and take a left. It's over there. But yes, see, he knows where Yap is.
Mm-hmm.
UK, cheap for double glazing. I don't think we're doing double glazing windows, are we?
Where I don't know yet. I've been debating between Lexans or whatever, the high strength plastics or good, tempered or whatever. I'm not sure yet. That's going to be something that I'm going to have to talk to professionals on.
This is what he researches and dreams about. He researches every night, windows and stuff like that, and then dreams about it. And at 3 o'clock in the morning, he'll go, "Oh, that's a good idea."
3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Brad says, "I just found you guys and love watching all you're doing on board." Hey, Brad, welcome on board. We're so happy to have you with us. See, Adam agreed.
Yeah.
You can always find a reason to stay put. Good idea to set a date and go.
Yep, make it happen.
Running with Wrenches. Hey guys, thank you very much for joining our YouTube membership. It's awesome. I have seen her, though she was a bit small, just saying, she's 12 feet. Punga's like perfect for us. We enjoy punga.
We don't need anything really big.
No, it's not size that matters. Kevin, thanks for all your hard work in the hours of entertainment. Thanks, Kevin. We actually enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
It's 12:30 and still, so it's noon.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're on their lunch break.
Perfect. It's almost 1 p.m. Friday the 14th. Happy Valentine's Day for all our Aussies. I am going for a mammogram on my Valentine's Day. It's going to be quite exciting.
If anybody pinches your boob, it should be me.
It's going to be quite exciting. That was too much information, wasn't it? Sorry. TMI. SB Music. I've been loving the refit videos. I'm a marine mechanic, boat rigger here in Sydney. So I've been right up my alley. I spent a lot of time paddleboarding in Brentwood this summer. Well, SB Music, we are leaving July 7th. You are invited to come for our Bon Voyage party on July 5th. And if you are paddleboarding around before then and you see the dinghy, stop by and have a beer with us on the bow. You're totally invited. Blaine, when are you looking for replacement engines for the Detroits? Or when you were looking for replacement engines for the Detroits, did you go horsepower for horsepower, or are the new ones bigger or smaller?
I didn't actually really do anything for comparing for engines. I just went right back to basics and calculated the power requirements to push the boat and went from there with a safety factor on top of that. So the Detroits didn't really have much to do with it. They were more engine than this boat ever needed anyway. But back in '69, who cared? Fuel was cheap. Let's just throw the biggest thing we can in there. So I just basically figured out what I needed for power, and I went from there. There's also another type of boat. It's called an FPB, Foxtrot Papa Bravo. They're an expedition yacht, so they can literally go anywhere. They are tanks. Aluminum boats, super thick hull plating. I think for the same size of boat, with us being at 80,000 pounds, they're like 120 to 130,000 pounds. So a lot beefier of a boat. And they use twin Deere engines at 6.8 liters each. And I think they're only rated to like 250 horse. So it's just, you don't need much when you've got a semi-displacement boat and you're not pushing big speeds.
And for those of you who don't know the powers, Cummins 6.7s are going in. We'll just totally spoil it now.
Yeah.
Joe, have you thought about aluminum storm rolling covers for the windows in heavy seas?
I have toyed around with the idea. If these windows weren't so tragic as it is and had to be replaced anyway, maybe if they were okay, I would just put something over the front of these. But at this point, I'm just thinking about making these heavy enough to withstand storm stuff.
Yes. So that was our last question that we're going to take, because it's been an hour. And
Yeah.
Izzy came home from school today and begged for eggs Benedict for dinner. So we're going to make some eggs Benedict. It's been an absolute pleasure to do live with you guys
Meet
for the
everybody.
first time on this refit and answering questions. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll try to do more, hopefully every month. If you want to know real time what's happening, then you got to check out our Patreon. It's right there on board Tangaroa 1969. And we always put out a weekly video that has the Wheelhouse Weekly, we call it. And that's a real-time update of exactly what's happening on board, because the videos right now are months behind. Refit videos, some are years behind. It's all over the place. And again, we have 2 channels. And so the Patreons get first view ad-free videos from both channels together. Because one Patreon, both channels, so it's kind of double the fun. You can also check out our YouTube membership, and they get the real-time updates too. And that's just right onto YouTube. But thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate it. It was so much good seeing everybody.
It was, yeah. It was neat to see all the Aussies coming out and
we're
saying hello.
so lucky. Yeah. Can't wait to get down to Australia. And with that, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. We are off to make some eggs Benedict. See you guys later. Bye.